Once we had an opening night, and then 2 hours before it was clear the author will not come. And then you're really struggling. Then you have this opening night, you have the audience in a full house, and you have no author. And then, of course, Corona.
Oftentimes you don't have a plan B.
We don't have a plan.
Often you don't have a plan B.
We just trust.
Hello. Welcome to the SHT Podcast. My name is Ulysses, and I will be your host for today's edition. Today we have a one-of-a-kind episode. With us is Sandra Künzi.
Yeah, hello.
Sure, she is one of the founders and part of the board of Aprillen, Berner Lesefest. This is a literature festival that takes place on a yearly basis here at the SHT, namely in the month of April. And right?
It says the name.
Absolutely. So, absolutely, we will be delving into Sandra's work, her team's work, how their work supports the vision of this emblematic festival that, like I said before, takes place in the month of April here at the SHT. Before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. That will help us a great deal to keep this beautiful project going on. And so, without any further ado, Sandra, welcome.
Yes,
thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Lovely. So, why don't we start with Sandra?
Yeah, that seems to be a good idea. But
Seems to be exactly.
now, so I'm an author. I'm living since a long time in Bern, and I'm working as an author often on stages. So I'm a performing artist with words, and I also adore a lot the connection between words and music. That's something in my work, but also as organizer, we will talk about later of that. I'm interested in the relation between words and music.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So let me make a parenthesis here because I'm curious. What's up with performative literature? How would you describe that for the audience? Perhaps some people are not very familiar with that concept.
I mean, perhaps you have ever been on a poetry slam. It was like formal when it came 24 years ago in Switzerland, but it was built or born in the USA, where it's a really a basic kind of event where you can go with your texts on the director of stage. You tell them that you want also perform your texts, and you do it, and the audience loves your number. So that's really a kind of go away from this high literature idea of first writing a long time, writing a book, and then perhaps you have readings.
And you also get the feedback, right? The first
directly,
absolutely.
good or bad. I mean, it's like back with the romance.
Yeah.
Up or down.
Totally. Wow.
Can be also very hard.
Absolutely.
But that's perhaps but there are a lot of other performative literature. I also think on the Danaes, 100 years ago or more, also they worked on stages with words. And I mean, there are a lot of poetry who is used on stages because poetry often is short. It's not a huge book. So it's very, very ideal to perform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how did you get involved into literature in the first place? What was your journey?
I mean, as a child, like my co-curator Tabea, she also wrote that to me. We were reading books, like Chalkies. And then...
Young teenagers.
As a child already. You didn't read a lot. As a child, yeah? No.
You mean write?
Books, no? Read?
I read books, absolutely, and I like writing a lot as well. Yeah, I still write up to this day. Cool. Yes, I write songs a lot, and sometimes poetry, but mostly songs now. It's a big range type of thing. It's kind of poetry. Yeah, absolutely. So it was passion for you from the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, I think for me, for other people, perhaps other art forms are the relation to the world. For me, words are really important because word is a possibility to connect with the world. And of course, we are a lot of our, we have a language
Yes.
And we talk with it if you're able to talk, but everybody's able to do it. And
That was the beginning for you. And so for those in the audience that perhaps may not have the complete picture of the festival, how would you describe the festival, say in a nutshell, in 2, 3, 4 sentences?
So it's a really small, fine, personal festival. It's during 4 days in the Stadtgasttheater. We have only one venue, other venue outside. It's in Münstergassbibliothek. It's the only one normally. And we are doing this, we have 14 acts, let's say, about 30 artists. And it's because it's really personal, it's also a possibility to get really fast and in a good contact with the artists and the other audience. That's perhaps typical for this small festival where you don't run around for the next event on another place and you're not able to stay. So we have like center, like festival, the heart, and everything is there at the heart, and you have good food, good drinks on board, and a very good host by the theater, run by the theater with all the technical stuff, and also you and the others from the team. So it's really, it's like a ferry for 4 days.
Family, yes, and it's compact. I know what you mean, because I've been to these huge book festivals and are like, it's just out of proportion. You don't even like, absolutely, it would take you many days to eat.
That's why I say small, fun, and really personal festival, because it's another quality of being together and enjoying literature.
Yeah. So let's go back in time. Let's talk about what was that moment that sparked the idea of the festival.
Yeah, that was 2012, 2011, something around that, when I published my first little book with poetry and small short stories, and I wanted absolutely to launch it here. And former directors Michael X and Miriam Proge, say hello to to her. They said, hey, listen, we cannot implement such single events in a theater daily business. It's not possible. Even if we want to, but we have also orders where we have to say to whom we have to say no. And then I said, okay, then I take everybody who is writing together to say no to them, and we make a festival. And they were laughing, and then they said, okay, yours first, Tabea. And then they put Tabea and me together, and so we started to make a festival, our literature here at Schlachthaus. Yeah.
Was there a reason you wanted to launch your book here?
No, finally I have never read in Schlachthaus. I just organized it. But in the beginning I wanted to publish, to show my book, but this never happened.
And luckily you found like-minded people that were also kind of like in the same boat, right? And
I think it was really grace to Maike and Miriam who brought together Tabea and me. Even if we knew us each other already, they really put us together as tandem. And it worked really till today very fine, and that's so cool. Yeah. And it's also Anna, meanwhile, who's in a board. Also, we are three people who are running this festival. Yeah.
3 people. So that's your team. Yeah. We spent some time together, like a few weeks ago.
Yes.
That was lovely.
That's always. We appreciate so much to run festival here because such a good infrastructure, and also have a technical stuff is so important because they have to run during 4 days so many acts, and you have not a lot of posts to make it to make the setup new. It's really fast and the whole. So that's always after the festival make a little event where we go and eat together to say thank you to you all.
Absolutely. So your team, this is a beautiful team, but let me ask you something. Who does what? And I ask this because that will give us the vision of context, like how you guys work in synergy to support the vision of this festival.
Yes, because we are all fans of literature. Of course, we have our books we are reading, and we are making notes, or we see somebody, and then we come together now, some weeks ago, and everybody puts in the idea for the next festival.
Oh, I see.
But we know we do not want to organize the same author twice. We like authors who are open for performing, or we are like authors who are open for experiments. Take it as a platform for try out things, also combinations with other arts forms. So then you have already some criteria how you choose the authors. And then all the three of us bring in the ideas. And if there is not a veto or resistance by the others, then you can push your ideas. And so we have like a plan, and then this we do together, the decision who is in the program, who will be invited. But then each of us is responsible for some slots, and then you work individually. You just do it.
Okay.
You trust your phone, you say it's not possible, you search it up, so.
Right. And you, the three of you, you divide the same work, like basically you bring something to the table. Is that how it works?
Mostly it's Tabea and me, but also we are open that also Anna, she's our production manager. She does the foundings, this administration stuff. But if she brings up ideas we're not close, we say, of course, bring it in.
Totally. Yes. That's nice, because you have this criteria, which is, let's bring an author that is willing to do this. And what about another one that does this instead, or whatever? Like you want to bring variety, right? Is it fair to say that?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not that we say of course we have to focus on
the book.
Yeah, and or the lyric, how do you call it in English? Poetry. That's really important for us since the beginning. The poetry has a lot of platforms. If you don't have a book, or you have a book but you make lyric, you make short texts, then it's really hard to be invited for shows.
Okay.
So that's why we have this lyric dialogue. This is where we put together 5 or 6 people for the whole festival. They work the whole day, and in the evening they show their collaboration.
Oh, that's how it works. Like it's what they do on the spot, right? Like it's not something they over-prepare for.
They just have a preparing meeting before, I assume, or they read the texts from each other.
Yeah.
But then they live here in the apartments from Flachtheater.
They stay here.
They work the whole day, and in the evening they show what they are able to show.
Pretty cool.
Often also in a collaboration with music or animation, graphics, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I see. So there's not like a set or fixed theme or topic that you
overarched everything. No, we don't have that. But we have a row structure. Each day at 6 p.m. is lyric dialogue. Each day at 7 p.m. it's political literature. Each day at 8:30 is combination. So we have this structure because we realize we often discuss if you want to keep it or change it. But till now we stay with that because you see the content as we don't have topic for the whole festival. It's good to have another form of orientation for the audience. And our orientation is that we have like the same sort of literature at the same time each day. So if people is interested in poetry, they say, I come each day at 6:00. I do not know exactly what will happen, but I know it's poetry.
Okay.
Or if I'm very interested in literature in relation with politics, or it's this year, then next year, 25, we will do Osteuropäische Literatur. And then, of course, people can come if they don't know the authors, because they know at 7 will be about Osteuropäische Literatur. So we have this kind of structure.
Oh, I see. So, cool. That's pretty cool. So that's the thought behind the formats, right? Like the panels. Like you put, similar topics or authors or forms, and so that people can orientate themselves and enjoy the festival in more.
We hope, and we think also it works like this because people sometimes, if they are interested in new collaboration, they know exactly at 8:30 there are new collaboration formats, Kombinationen, and they like it to go and discover something they didn't knew yet.
So collaboration is the one that brings the improvisation, we make it, on the spot, we write, and then we present it to the public. That's collaboration.
6 o'clock. Genau. It's really good. Tabea did initiate this, and it's really super that they can live here, because we have to look for enough money to put them here 4 days together, and then they work together. And the other format combination is more that people don't know each other. Like for example, the author Ariane Koch, we put her together with Sandra Künzi, a very cool musician, blues musician from Zurich. They work together, and they still work now together, but they didn't know each other before. So April bring them together, and now it's going on, and they have another program, and they are running other festivals. It's like this was Luck Punch.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's like ordering like a new relation.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, like with love. Sometimes it happens. Not always, but
sometimes it does. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. I can hear you. So it is a really well-rounded festival, but there's also a lot of work, and there's a lot of challenges, I guess, because there is bookings, you have to coordinate too many things, So over the years, what would you say would be like perhaps the biggest challenges what are those you have to endure in the process?
Yeah, as it is a small festival and we have it only once a year, it's really possible. The most challenge is to handle them. But once we had the Eröffnung, how do you call that? The opening night. And then 2 hours before, it was clear the author will come. And then you're really struggling. Then you have this opening night, you have the audience in a full house, and you have no author. That's, but then we were able to manage it to really, express, game to find another person from Zurich. He ran directly from the station here, and it worked. Okay, but that's our challenges. But you couldn't change it. It was live. It was an accident, and it was hospital, and we could not. Well, nothing to say against.
Of course, yeah. Wasn't that year?
It was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
And then, of course, Corona. Where we could not. We had already the flyer, and we printed 2 flyers in the same. This was the former flyer in the same colors. What we never do, but we did it because one is 2020, what couldn't happen, and then we did 2021, which happened. 20. It not happened or happened it digitally. I don't remember. Perhaps it happened digitally. I even don't remember. It's so far away.
Interesting. Yeah. I see. You always have to have no, you don't always have to have it. So oftentimes you don't have a plan B.
We don't have a plan.
Often you don't have a plan B.
We just trust that it will. We are in Switzerland and it's a small camp. Yeah. If you really are in trouble that someone is not able to come, you will find. If you know it 3-4 hours before, you will find.
I would say plan B is more like stay calm. That's
plan. That's plan,
right? That's plan. If you manage.
Yeah, take a beer, smoke.
Stay back. Absolutely. But then on the flip side, you have the rewards, right? On the flip side, we have the rewards, right? What would be the most fulfilling thing you would say, or the years, from your experience?
One very, very cool moment was when we came to feedback from Geldgeber, from the founders, that if you could not ask for a little bit more money, because it's a really good, cool festival. So that happened 2 or 3 times, different founders, and that's such a good feedback. It never happens that someone calls you and say, please ask for more money. And when that happened, then okay, you're lucky. Also, it's not only that we work, that's the good work, but it's also, sometimes it's a Zufall or lucky, but this happened. And also when the feedbacks of the authors, of course, that I like very much to be here on this festival. I think it's also because we try to, literature can be a sensible art. It can be calm. It's not always fast and loud, even if it's performing art sometimes, but it can be really sensible. And we have to handle it also like like an egg. And you do have to take care of it, and also to make a good platform for the authors and their work. And I think they realize that we do that and appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
And we have good food. So important.
That is important.
Good food.
Yeah.
So important.
What's the story of the food?
Yeah, it's just that we, since the beginning, knew that we want to have warm, good, quality food to give the team and the authors. The audience can buy it if they want, but the others get it for free.
Yeah.
Because it's me as an artist, if I come to a place where I'm invited and they don't ask me, do you want something to drink, or do you want to eat, or are you hungry?
Yes.
Not a good place.
Did we ask you for something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really nice.
Thank you so much, Marina.
Absolutely. No, that's for me a sign. And so that's what we do also. But it's not the important, most important thing here to talk about. But it's a small sign.
A small things make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And authors, audiences, everyone notices that, some level they notice. And
I think it's just the whole handling, how you handle a festival and how you handle other, or you act with other people.
Yes. So, Sandra, if you were to change one thing, were to choose one, you could say, if I could change this, I would. And it would make a difference. What would that one thing be?
I'm so sorry. I cannot imagine what you could change.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'm already so... I think Tabea said to me, look, it's like a process. It's like a process, this festival. And to be and stay in this process and to be always aware of where it's going, where is the flow going, that we can... I hope that I always be open enough to realize when we have to change something, right? To be more open. You can talk about diversity, perhaps. We are perhaps not so diverse as we would like to be, but on the other hand, that could be a topic. But it's not that I think we should change it, because I know the reasons why we are so like we are at the moment. But that could, of course, be a topic. But I wish that people talk to us and give feedback so that we can always be in exchange and not to say too much in ourselves and being zufrieden, self-content, without being enough critical against us.
I hear you. It is a process.
It is a process, and things are changing. I mean, we do it now since 12 years. So of course, it's a certain risk if you stay too much in your little warm soup.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. And how would you describe the response of the community to the festival? Yeah, over the years, has it also been like a progression?
It's hard to say. I mean, we don't have in every act full house. We don't have that. But it's not for us, not the most important thing. It could be another, if the directors of Schlachthaus are here, it could be another message. But for us, it's not the most important thing, because we really focus or want to invite authors who are not known yet, who are open for experiments, who are making tryouts. They can fail. The Lyric-Dialoge, it must be possible that it fail. And even then, the audience should come again.
Yes.
So, and the small audience we have, or the audience we have, usually they come and they are open also for that. Right. So it's not okay we don't search for a community who is the quantity. So it's a lot of people. It's more the quality of the people, and that they are as open as we are and the authors are, if they try out something. But for example, the next opening night will be with Sascha Stanisic, a very well-known author from Germany, who will be on Aprillen, and there will be a run on this evening. I'm sure a lot of people will come. They tell already now that they are looking forward to this event. So that there's no risk.
No risk.
There is clear opening night with a big name, and That's also good, also possible.
It's possible. Yeah. But I like what you said because, I mean, you mentioned the word failing, right?
Yes.
But I consider that if you're not failing enough, you're, like you said, you're in your warm soup, right?
Yes.
It's good to aim for, let's see what happens here. And things happen. Like you said, people may decide, they're the ones, right? The quote unquote, that decided, in the end, I like that.
Yeah. And imagine you put 5 poets together for 4 days. They don't know each other. They live together. They're adults. Normally, they're not so open to adults like children are for staying together in a camp and in a literature camp. And they have to work the whole day together and the evening show something. Can you imagine what kind of personalities, Marcus come together? They can work or they cannot work. It could be it can be really, perhaps they don't like each other.
Right.
They have to work now together and to make a show in the evening.
Yeah.
So it must be possible that they can fail or that they can talk about that they didn't work well together the whole day. Yeah. What they do with that now.
Yes. And there's also magic in the not.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work, but there is something there.
Yeah. But you have a show.
It's even fun to watch. I mean, to
You have a show.
to witness that. You have it, exactly. Totally. So I was having a conversation, a small interaction with exchange with Reto Cameri. He's the author of Alula, right? Because I was exactly. I was wondering. This year, yeah. We think in seasons.
Yeah,
that's fine. But I was asking him, so what's the interaction there? Because we were preparing content for social and stuff, and I was like, so what's the interaction with the children, right? He said, yes, sure. This book doesn't have any text. So the book is only illustrations and we have the kids to tell the stories. They come up with their own stories and stuff. Yeah, which is really cool. There is that aspect of interaction. And I was asking you, besides from this is a perfect example, but I would ask you in your own words, how do you facilitate that aspect of interaction with the audience?
Yes, I think that's the advantage or the plus Aprillen has because we're in a theater. So the interaction, if you people, when you're in a theater room, you have already a little bit more, even if you have this for theater Bonn, you have a little bit more interaction, perhaps only in a bookshop, because you have more. I do not know why. It's just the atmosphere. And we have the Büchertisch, so all the books where you can buy them are also on stage. So people always after the show, before the show, go on stage. So we try to break a little bit this
different defense.
Yeah, between audience and stage. So I think it's an interaction. We often have also formats where people can ask questions. We have moderations. They open the stage for the audience in the sense they can ask something. No, and of course, when we have the children reading shows, then we have this is a collaboration with Schweizer Kinder- und Jugendbuchpreis. We do it since some years and it's really great to do it. And then often the authors decide to take the children on stage because in Schwachhaus stage is so huge. And if the children are in the seats, they're too far away.
I see.
So we bring them to the stage. And
that is pretty cool. They also have a little snack and everything, right?
Always.
Food.
And never forget the food.
Absolutely. Yeah. So another question I have for you was, is there anything you're doing or the team is doing like actively in order to attract perhaps younger audiences? I mean, we're talking about the Familien program, of course, that would be one of the things, but perhaps other people that are not very accustomed to, attend these types of, literature events. Anything in particular comes to your mind?
Only if we are inviting young authors or young artists, then they often bring their own community. But
Because now they do social things like that, right?
Yeah,
Social media.
I'm not sure if it's social media. It's more, perhaps it's like they communicate, but it's because perhaps the young people do not want to see the old authors. I have no idea. I mean, or other they like other formats or other.
But you notice the difference in audiences when you have like young.
But you have it also with the old ones. Yeah. If you invite a old white man, you have a lot of other old white men in the audience. Yeah. Because I do not know. We are perhaps humans who are searching our bubble, and then we are moving in this bubble. It's not so easy to go out. And you have to I think Bern has a rich and huge cultural program. It's a lot to see and hear and go. So Aprillen has his place, but I mean, you're not a techno party,
I hear you. I know what you mean. Yeah, totally.
And we don't want to be.
They don't want to be that either. Absolutely. Yeah. Totally.
But especially the lyric as poetry, there we realize there is like a new generation who is interested in. Okay. Yeah.
So what's new this year? What can the audiences expect?
Yes.
We don't have to give it away. Just a little sneaky beaky.
Sneaky beaky. So this, I do not know in English. I'm sorry for that. Osteuropäische Literatur.
Easter.
Easter, so from Ukraine or Weißrussland or Ungarn.
Interesting.
That will be interesting.
Yeah.
Osteuropäische Literatur. I mean, it's only 3 slots for such a huge topic, but we try our best in this small festival. And the other thing we have, I mentioned already, Stasha Stanisic at the 9th of April. That will be it's really important.
The German author.
Yes, he won the prize, Deutsche Buchpreis, 2019. Oh, my English, I'm sorry for that. 2019. And now it came now up with his new book, who has an extreme long title. Ja. Möchte die Witwe angesprochen werden, platziert sie auf dem Grab die Gießkanne mit dem Ausguss nach vorne. So that's the whole title.
That's the title?
The title.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Genau. He will read here, and it will be moderated by Tukba 1. And what's new? What else is new? So we are in the middle of the programmation, so I do not everything. It's the first time that we have invited a historian, Caroline Arni. She's a historian, feminist historian. She's really a big brain, but she also writes historical information, sometimes in a kind of poetry. It's very interesting. And we combine her with Dina Wernli, who's a graphic novelist, illustrator and graphic novelist, and made a book called Louise about a model. Kuno Amiet is a bekannter Maler, Schweizer Maler, painter, and he had, as a lot of these painters, models, women, and she did a book about this model and the feelings of the model. Okay. You know, they together will make a show, a short show.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking for one.
So there you have it, people. And just as a wrap up, let's talk about the future of Aprillen. Yes. I know, talking about the future could be very,
yeah, good.
intangible, but or how do you see the festival in the future? What's your vision? What would you say?
I think we will continue with lyric with poetry as a main topic from our festival, and also with performances, combinations of for stage performances. That's something what is like the core of Aprillen, and I think we will not change that. So we try to continue. But of course, we try to be open for new tendencies. And perhaps we will a little bit more put in this, what you also asked me about literature for children, youth, people, young Leute. That seems to me an important and interesting thing to follow this.
We will further develop that. More corrections, perhaps.
Yes.
I see. I hear you. Cool. What's the impact of the festival in the local community?
Oh, I'm the wrong person to ask. Meanwhile, I realized that in Switzerland, Aprillen has a name. Has a name in Switzerland. Perhaps even if in Bern not everybody knows it, but nationally, it's one of the, even if it's small, but it's because we have a lot of experimental stuff. We formats, not only the authors who are invited, but also as we try to program it, or the formats we offer are kind of experiments sometimes, and that gives Aprillen a special note. And I think also other festivals follow this in a way. So I think we have there our standing and our name and our position.
You would say you're pioneers in a way.
No, and I don't like it because others did it also, and we perhaps copied it, even if you don't know it. But I realized that
you're shaping the conversation for sure.
Yeah, and I, especially these combinations where I'm responsible for, I did it already before Aprillen, often in Deutsche Theater, and I did do it now, this kind of bring together people on stage. But I was not the first or the only one, absolutely not. But I do it since a long time.
Yes.
And with a clear vision I have. And I think that's something that gives a characteristic of Aprillen.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Credibility and character, absolutely.
And I realized, as I talked about Adrian Koch and Erzählt, when they continue to do it, and I realized, okay, that's something we have the impact is also, it goes on. What we do, or when Tabea brings together 6 people, they live here 4 days and work together. Some of the collaborations continue.
Yes.
So you see, it has an impact in the longer term.
Yes. Putting seeds here and there.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Cool. That has been a really good walkthrough, I would say.
Yes. Thank you so much, Elise.
Yeah. But let's go back to Sandra for a second.
Okay. Yeah. It's not over yet. No.
Okay. We're just starting here. So what are you excited about? Any projects, personal projects, besides from, the festival itself?
Actually, I'm working as my column, how you call it, if you have in a journal, column, like a
journal?
No, not a journal, in a journal, in a...
Oh,
my English is so
as a journalist?
No, but not as a journalist. I can do a column, yeah.
An article, a column?
Yes, a column. You can do your own opinion, or you can be very free. You have not to be journalistic. I do that actually. The topic is the elections in US.
Oh,
in relation to Switzerland.
Oh,
it's a really funny topic.
Interesting.
Not funny, but it's a funny topic, interesting topic.
It's funny.
So I do it till the end of the year, and that's what I'm doing. Actually, I like it very much, and I'm working on the concept for a new book. It was a long time. I didn't have an idea, but now I have an idea. I know what I want to write as the next book.
That's a good place.
Yes.
Because the muse came.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Sandra, thank you so much.
I thank you so much.
It's been super fun, super informative. But before you go, don't go, please, just yet. Invite the audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, dear audience, we are really looking forward to see you at Aprillen 25. We're starting the 9th of April next year. It's 4 days, as you heard, if you heard the podcast, as it's a lot of poetry, it's a lot of performances, it's Stasha Stanisic, it's Caroline Amitina Verli, it's Barbara Schiebli with a musician we don't know yet, but I have some punky ideas. We have the Lyrics Dialoge, really cool. You can meet the whole day
authors, real authors, to touch. No, don't touch them. Ask first if you can touch them, or drink a beer with them or a coffee.
Some of them bite.
So I hope so. No, and then you can stay here in Schlachthaustheater also with us, with Tabea, Anna, and me. Talk with us, eat with us, and join with us. A good time at Aprillen 25.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Malina.
Yeah, and thank you. So, yes, visit us on www.schlachthaus.ch for more information about, of course, Aprillen, which will be taking place here in April, and also for more information about our seasonal program. So, yeah, without anything else, I'm signing out. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ulises. It's been a pleasure for me to be your host in today's episode, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.